They told you the Earth was a magnet, a colossal lodestone spinning in the void. What this means? You were taught a simple story: an invisible force called gravity pulls everything downward. They told you an unseen hand keeps your feet on the pavement, the oceans in their beds, the air from escaping into the black. What this means? That pull is how we explain why things fall and why you feel heavy. They gave it a name. They called it gravity. Gravity is a model, a tidy label for patterns we observe and sensations we feel. It was presented as a law, immutable, a pillar of reality. Laws summarize patterns. When better explanations fit more facts, we upgrade the story. But pillars can crumble, especially when they're built on sand. Gravity is a model, a tidy label for patterns we observe and sensations we feel. It was presented as a law, immutable, a pillar of reality. Laws summarize patterns. When better explanations fit more facts, we upgrade the story. But pillars can crumble, especially when they're built on sand. I am here with my team. I am just known as the detective. I am the leader of Vindicate Albert. Lisa is our physicist. She is just like Einstein. Lisa sees the underlying reality. She is into curiosity and not calculation. Raj is our tech. He is our expert on gadgets and performs the experiments. We know that human intuition and Newton's laws are not reliable descriptions of the deep underlying fabric of the universe. Because if you look at the files, clearance or courage in hand, you find cracks in the facade, redactions, instrument error, anomalies that wouldn't sit still. What this means? Instead of ignoring odd data, we test a simpler idea, that the feeling of weight comes from contact, the floor pushing you. The math, the pristine language of the universe, starts whispering a different story when you stop accepting easy answers. What this means? We'll check what you can measure inside any sealed room and ask if the pull is even there. Gravity isn't a force. It's a cover for the truth. A ghost story to keep you from asking the real questions. What this means? Trade the idea of a mysterious pull for motion along simple paths, straight lines in a curved space-time. The lie is easy. An invisible rope drags you down. The truth is elegant. Objects try to move straight, surfaces get in the way. What this means, what you call weight, is the push from what stops you. Albert knew this, and he proved it. Most people live in a cage of common sense. The ground is solid, the sky is up, and what goes up must come down. What this means? Intuition mixes up feeling heavy with being pulled. In physics, that heavy feeling is the ground pushing you. True understanding doesn't come from comfort. It comes when the floor drops out. What this means? Free fall erases the feeling of weight because no surface is pushing you. Today, we're not staying in the cage. We're picking the lock. We're opening the vault of forgotten papers and radical ideas. What this means? We'll lay out evidence step by step. Free fall, steady acceleration, and clean comparisons between what you feel and what causes it. We're going to vindicate the man they turned into a cartoon, the wild-haired genius reduced to a souvenir. What this means? Einstein's key move was to treat gravity not as a pull, but as motion in curved space-time, making weight a contact effect. We'll walk the corridors of forgotten knowledge, past shelves of accepted dogma, to a thought born in a Swiss patent office. What this means? 3 basics now. 1. Free fall. No felt weight. 2. Weight. The surface push. 3. The same push can come from steady acceleration. Each drawer in this archive is a dead end, a comfortable lie. But one contains a key. What this means? Equivalence. The feeling of standing on Earth matches being in a rocket, accelerating upward at 9.8 meters per second squared. You have never felt gravity itself. You've only felt the ground pushing back. We're going to re-examine the evidence. The falling apple, the orbiting moon, the bending of light. What this means? Apples and astronauts share one rule. Free fall feels weightless because nothing is pushing them until the collision. And we'll show, by your own senses and clean logic, that the force you think holds you down may not be a pull at all. What this means: you never feel gravity directly, you feel the floor. Next, the patent office thought that ties it together, and a brief nod to equal drop times at Pisa, pointing to the rising floor picture. Case file open. In 1907, a clerk in a dusty Swiss patent office had a thought. He wasn't in a lab. He didn't have a supercomputer. He just had logic. He realized that if a man falls from a roof, he doesn't feel gravity. He feels nothing. He is weightless. Think about that. If gravity were a real force, like magnetism or electricity, it wouldn't just vanish because you started moving. But in free fall, the force disappears. Einstein realized the truth was simpler. The force was never there to begin with. The man isn't being pulled. He is simply drifting. Galileo, Pisa. Legend says he dropped 2 spheres from the Leaning Tower to expose a simple fact. In the absence of air, heavy and light objects hit together. Air drag can fool you, but remove the air and different masses share the same acceleration. What this means: equal drop times show that motion near Earth doesn't depend on the object's mass. Everything follows the same free-fall path until something stops it. Think of Earth not as pulling the balls down, but as a floor steadily rising to meet them at about 9.8 meters per second each second. The balls aren't being tugged differently. They trace the same straightest path through space-time, and the collision is with the rising floor. What this means: your scale reading is the floor's push. The Pisa drop is a clean local test that matches the accelerating room story. Weight is contact, not a mysterious pull. Look at the blueprints. This is the scene of the crime, the place where the official story about gravity begins to unravel. This is the equivalence principle. To understand the cover-up, you have to step inside the thought experiment that exposed it all. Imagine you're the subject. You're in a box, a perfectly sealed, windowless elevator, adrift in the deepest, most desolate reach of interstellar space. There are no reference points, no planets to pull you, no stars to guide you. Just you, the box, and the silent, indifferent void. You float, weightless, a feather in zero gravity. Your feet don't touch the floor. Your arms drift lazily in front of you. This is what physicists call an inertial frame of reference, a state of pure, undisturbed motion, or in this case, a state of pure, undisturbed rest. There are no forces acting on you. The laws of motion are clean, simple. This is our baseline, our control group. Now the scenario changes. Unbeknownst to you, your sealed room is not just a box. It's the cabin of a sophisticated spacecraft. And somewhere, a switch is thrown. A silent command is given. A powerful rocket engine attached to the bottom of your elevator ignites. It's not a violent jolt. It's a smooth, constant, and relentless push. The engine is calibrated with incredible precision. It causes your chamber to accelerate upwards through the void. What happens to you, the subject inside? Suddenly, you are no longer floating. Your feet, which were moments ago drifting in the middle of the cabin, are now pressed firmly against the floor. You feel a familiar sensation, a push against the soles of your shoes. You feel heavy. If you were to drop a pen from your hand, it wouldn't float. It would fall directly to the floor, accelerating as it went. If you were to stand on a bathroom scale, it would register a specific weight, a number. Let's look at that number. The rocket is accelerating at a very particular rate, 9.8 meters per second, every second. This means for every second that passes, your speed increases by another 9.8 meters per second. It's a number that should ring a bell. It's the value they taught us in school, the so-called acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the Earth. Inside this accelerating box, you feel a force. You feel a downward pull. But there is no planet beneath you. There is no massive object generating a gravitational field. There is only the floor of the elevator, pushing up against you, creating the of weight. Your frame of reference is no longer inertial, it's accelerating. And in an accelerating frame, strange things appear, forces that aren't really there. They call them fictitious forces. And the biggest one the one you feel in your bones, is what you've been trained your whole life to call gravity. Now, for part 2 of the experiment, the comparison. We take you out of that rocket and without your knowledge place you in an identical windowless elevator. This one, however, isn't in the void of space. It's sitting perfectly still, right here on the surface of the Earth. You're standing inside. What do you feel? You feel a push against your feet. You feel heavy. If you drop your pen, it falls to the floor, accelerating at 9.8 meters per second squared. If you stand on that same bathroom scale, it registers the exact same weight as it did in the rocket. Every single sensation, every possible experiment you could conduct inside that sealed room would yield the identical result. The pull you think you feel from the planet below is indistinguishable from the push you felt from the accelerating floor in space. This is the core of the case, the equivalence principle. Your body, your senses, your scientific instruments, none of them can tell the difference between being in a gravitational field and being in an accelerating frame of reference. Because the evidence insists there's no difference to tell. The implications are staggering. It suggests that the pull of gravity, the fundamental force we believe is holding us to the ground, is an illusion, a misinterpretation of the facts, a ghost in the machine. We have been led to believe that there is a mysterious force reaching out from the center of the Earth, grabbing you and pulling you down. But the evidence from our elevator experiment points to a different culprit. It suggests there is no pull from below. There is only the floor, pushing up against you. Think about it. When you stand still, you are not in an inertial frame. You are being constantly accelerated. The ground beneath your feet is preventing you from following your natural path through the universe, what Einstein called a geodesic. It is the Earth's surface, the floor of your office, the pavement of the street, that is applying a constant upward force on your body. This is what you perceive as weight. It's not a pull, it's a push. The planet isn't pulling you down. The ground is stopping you from moving along your natural, force-free trajectory through a curved, four-dimensional reality we call space-time. The sensation of gravity is the resistance of matter. It's the electromagnetic forces in the soles of your shoes repelling the electromagnetic forces in the atoms of the floor. A constant microscopic battle that your nervous system interprets as a monolithic downward pull. The official story of gravity is a convenient fiction, a way to describe the effects without admitting the true cause. The truth is far stranger, and it begins by accepting what the elevator tells us. The pull isn't real, the push is. Let's look at the smoking gun. If you're in that accelerating elevator and you drop a ball, it hits the floor. You think the ball is falling. But look again, the ball is staying perfectly still in space. It's the floor that is rushing up to meet it. Now step outside, drop the same ball. The result is identical. The ball isn't falling toward the Earth. The ball is sitting still in space, and the Earth is rushing up to hit the ball. Gravity isn't a pull, it's a collision. We've examined the evidence. We've interrogated the witnesses, the falling man, the accelerating rocket, the dropped ball in the elevator. Every testimony, every piece of physical data points to one inescapable conclusion. The story we've been told about gravity is a fabrication, a convenient narrative to explain a feeling, but a narrative that crumbles under scrutiny. The old suspect, this phantom force called gravity, has no alibi. Its very existence is predicated on a sensation that can be perfectly replicated by simple acceleration. We've established that what we call down is not a direction of pulling, but a direction of pushing. The floor beneath your feet, the chair you're sitting in, they aren't just holding you up, they are actively, constantly accelerating you. But this raises the final, crucial question. If the Earth is always rising to meet us, what is it rising through? What is the medium that allows for this constant, universal motion? The answer is the final exhibit in this case, the one that closes the file on Newton and opens a universe of possibilities. The answer is that space isn't empty. It's not a void. It's a thing, a substance, a dynamic four-dimensional structure called space-time. Think of it not as a stage, but as one of the actors. It has properties. It can be bent, stretched, warped and twisted. For centuries, we pictured the cosmos as a vast, passive emptiness, a black box in which planets and stars were placed. But Einstein saw the truth. He saw that the box itself was the key. This fabric of space-time is the very architecture of reality. It's an invisible, omnipresent ocean through which everything from a speck of dust to a galaxy must travel. And just like an ocean, it has currents, eddies, and deep, powerful wells. These aren't caused by some mysterious, long-range force pulling things together. They are caused by the presence of mass and energy itself. How is the Earth always rising? Because mass tells space-time how to curve. And curved space-time tells mass how to move. Imagine a bowling ball placed on a vast, stretched trampoline. It doesn't create a magical force field around it, it simply sinks, creating a deep, sloping depression in the fabric. Now roll a marble nearby. The marble isn't attracted to the bowling ball. It simply follows the curve, the path of least resistance, that the bowling ball has created in the fabric. It's caught in the curve. This is the elegant, undeniable truth of our universe. We aren't being pulled into a cosmic pit by a mysterious tether. We are simply following the contours of a universe shaped by mass. The Earth, with its immense mass, creates a profound curve in the fabric of space-time. It's a deep gravity well, not of force, but of geometry. And here is where the case comes full circle. We are living inside that curve. But because we are made of matter, and because we are constantly interacting with the massive object that is the Earth, we cannot travel freely along that curve. Every chair you sit in, every floor you walk on, is a mechanical accelerator. It is interrupting your natural path. It is pushing you upward, against the geometric slope of space-time. You feel this push as weight. It's the resistance of the ground, the chair, the bed, fighting to keep you from following the straightest possible line through a curved universe. So, you aren't falling. You never were. The world is just catching up to you, second by second, relentlessly pushing you away from the path you were meant to travel. The sensation of gravity is the feeling of being constantly accelerated through the cosmos. The case is closed. The verdict is in. The old theory of gravity, the ghost in the machine, has been exposed. The evidence, from the patent office to the thought experiment, from the elevator to the very fabric of the cosmos, is overwhelming. The prosecution rests. But for us, the investigation is just beginning. To accept this verdict is to fundamentally change your perception of reality. It's to realize that every moment of your life, you are on a journey, accelerating through a four-dimensional landscape you can't see but can always feel. It's to understand that stillness is an illusion, and that we are all travelers on a planet pushing its way through the contours of space-time. Stop living in the illusion of a force that isn't there. Stop believing in the ghost. The truth has been presented. The file is open for you to see. Join the movement. Join the investigation. It's time to see the universe for what it actually is. Not a collection of objects pulled by invisible strings, but a unified, dynamic, geometric masterpiece. It's time to clear his name from the dusty archives of misunderstanding and celebrate the genius who first cracked the case. Let's vindicate the truth. Let's vindicate Albert.